Hi, I'm Andrew Rich, and if you're like me, you look at the state of modern wrestling discourse and think, wow, what a cesspool. That's why I'm here to tell you about Music of the Mat Remix. That's right, your favorite wrestling music podcast is back with a new format, where I bring on a guest and we play songs related to wrestling-themed topics. It could be a wrestling reference, a wrestling concept, a wrestling pun, things of that nature. Now you might be saying, Andrew, that is a very, very tenuous connection to pro wrestling on a wrestling podcast network. Is this just an excuse to hang out with your friends and talk about music and ignore the rest of the wrestling landscape? Yes. Yes, it is. So listen to Music of the Mat Remix on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network, available on Apple, Spotify, or your podcast player of choice.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Here we go! Kiss me like you love sound. So that mama call me. Whoa, whoa, kimi e kata omoi. Koi ga hashiri dashita ra.
You're listening to the Emerald FlowShow on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network.
Welcome to episode 102 of the Emerald FlowShow. We're a podcast on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network. You can follow us on X and Blue Sky at the Emerald FlowShow, and you can donate to the show at voicesofwrestling.com/donate if you're feeling generous, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or any other podcast app. I'm Gerard, back with Paul, and Paul, we got to start off with some very, very sad news that I think people just woke up to a couple days ago. But unfortunately, Kazusada Higuchi of DDT is retiring. He was in for a medical checkup, I think in January, was it? And his neck is just in bad shape, and to the point where he is retiring with a ceremony but no final match. And I think it's tragic. I think this definitely lowers my interest in DDT. And I think he's a bit of a what if, because what if he was in another promotion, or what if DDT pushed him harder? I mean, he had his moments. Now he's had other injuries in the past, obviously, that I think affected him, like after his first title run. But he had another great title run last year that was way too short, if you ask me. And yeah, Paul, what are your thoughts? And how do you feel about this affects DDT?
I think, it is a loss. I think it's a loss for wrestling as a whole. I think it's more of a loss for wrestling as a whole than it is for DDT itself, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think DDT will be fine without him.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing pretty damn great. Like, they're setting up for the future and everything. They're creating new main eventers and everything. But I feel like with, Higuchi, it's always like, well, what could he have done at, a different promotion as well? Like, I actually would have loved him to, spread his wings a bit more, go and do some matches in Noah, do some matches in All Japan, maybe go do a couple of matches in New Japan or whatever, or maybe jumping to New Japan. But yeah, so I feel like he's done everything he possibly could have done in DDT. I actually wouldn't have been shocked if he had eventually just said, Takeshita before him, or Endo in a way as well, or Ibushi, right? Like that seems to be the thing where the people that have done everything in DDT kind of excluding Hiroshima kind of tend to go somewhere else. So yeah, obviously that's never gonna happen now, so we're never gonna see that, which is a shame. But I mean, what we got from him was pretty damn amazing. So I guess that's at least something.
Absolutely. I think it's fair to call him one of the most underrated wrestlers of the last decade. You think that's fair?
No, I think that's very fair. Yeah. No, I mean, it's like basically like I don't think like I think if you're like a casual, just like let's say like mostly like your at most your exposure to Poro is like watching New Japan, then you probably have no idea who Higuchi is. Like you might have heard of Kaito Kiyomiya, you might have heard of Kento Miyahara, but like I don't think there's any way like those people have heard of like Higuchi. And I like forget like anybody that is like mainly like American wrestling. Like,
Right.
They definitely haven't heard of Higuchi. So yeah, I definitely think he is very, very underrated. But I mean, one of the reasons for that is also because he's had like a lot of injury issues as well.
He has. It's not completely surprising if you really think about it. That
no, I saw that announcement and my immediate thing was like, oh yeah, he's retiring. Like,
he's toast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shame.
I mean, I at least was hoping that maybe he could have had like it was like an announcement he's gonna have like a retirement match or something. But yeah, like sounds like his neck is just done, and it's probably better to just retire even without a match.
Yeah, and now I saw someone point this out on social media. I think every member of Eruption is retired.
Yeah.
Except what was Okatani an Eruption?
Yeah, Okatani was an Eruption, so he's the only one that's still.
Yeah, but the original Eruption
is gone. Yeah, no, those three are all retired.
Yeah,
which is kind of wild.
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, they all sort of had done everything they could have done in DDT as well.
Yes, no, they have.
Right,
yeah.
Like, I mean, Sakaguchi was like what near 50, or was he over 50 even?
Yeah, I mean, Sakaguchi is the one that makes like the most sense. Like he was by far the oldest in there. Like the other two age-wise aren't that old, really.
No,
like,
although I think
early retirement.
I mean, what were they going to do with Saki Akai? I mean, they could have sent it to TJPW and made her the Princess Champions, but they didn't. Like,
no,
so that is what it is. So I think she retired, and yeah, I mean, Higuchi was only KOD champion twice, but it felt like he did all that he could do in that company.
Yeah, no. I mean, like because that's the thing. I mean, his title reigns might have been like shorter, I suppose. But I mean, like generally, like when he like his matches as champion were always like incredibly like dominant. So even if the reigns weren't, like shorter, if they felt more impactful. But yeah, I don't know. Like I think he like that's the other thing. Like it's a shame that he's retiring now. But on the other hand, I think he had a really good career. It's like he's kind of right in that sweet spot, right? Like he's young to retire, but he's not like too young to retire, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So like he had a full career. He could have had a fuller career, but it's not like I can say like it's like a big like, oh, he like retired like way too young and we never really know what he could have been. Like we know what he was. Like we know we know that that's why I wanted him to be in other promotions, right? Because I knew that he was gonna be great there for sure. Because from everything I've seen him do in DDT, I knew he was going to be amazing if he had chosen ever to like go somewhere else. But like just based on the stuff he's done in DDT, it was like a full like a lot of wrestlers would kill to have had like Kazusada Higuchi's career.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the funny thing is I can't think of a retirement of a main eventer, an early retirement of a main eventer that's had less impact on his home promotion than Higuchi's, if you think about it.
Yeah, no,
it's weird like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what's similar? Like, I guess maybe similarly because that wasn't a retirement, but it's like Irie leaving DDT had no impact on DDT either.
Yeah,
and he was a main eventer there too. So I guess that like I'm trying to think of any kind of similar case, right? Of like a guy at that level in the promotion, like leaving or retiring, and it not really matter. I guess
Also, Endo.
Jake leaving
Glee.
All Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. Jake also leaving Noah.
Jake leaving Noah, yeah. Like those are like the only cases I can think of where like it just kind of feels like obviously like it basically was like you are an important part of the promotion, but the fact that you're gone now does not matter. It's weird, like, and I feel it's mean to compare Higuchi to those cases because like obviously there's like a different situation, but like yeah, I don't know, like it's a shame for wrestling and it's a inconvenience for DDT.
Yeah, for sure. One of the best wrestlers out there, really, when he's on top and gets the big main events, always delivered. I can't even think of like a Higuchi match, a big Higuchi match that didn't deliver.
No, like I'm like when I saw the announcement, like the thing my mind went to from like the Hiroshima reign last year, or not the Hiroshima, but during his title reign, the match with Hiroshima, where like the finish for that, like right when Hiroshima like went for the pin, Higuchi just kicks out immediately, grabs him, like muscles him up and like claw slams him for the win, like absolute like serial killer like finish basically. Just yeah, insane guy.
Mm-hmm. So, Paul, we'll turn to you because we were going to start with this, but then the Higuchi thing happened. But tell us about 16 Karat.
Yeah, I really enjoyed 16 Karat. I brought out my new camera that I bought. It arrived in time, so I was actually able to take some pictures. I had to get some pointers from Rich. Because on the first night I didn't set I just took pictures and I was like, oh, I probably need to like, I can't just do this like I do with like a phone camera where I just take pictures and just hope it works. Like I actually have to like manually do the settings for this. But then I did manage to grab some really, really nice pictures. So you know what my hot take is coming out of 16 Karat?
What?
My hot take is Tetsuya Naito should turn heel. Because, so Naito was in 16 Karat, right? And on night 2, he was facing Ahura, who is like the big, like, baby, like, he's like the biggest baby face in like Germany right now, I would say. Or like, well, not the biggest baby face in Germany, he's the biggest baby face in WXW for sure. And I would argue he's probably like, I think you can make an argument he's the best wrestler in Europe right now. Mm-hmm. He's insanely underrated. But basically the whole thing was like, I mean, Ahura's thing was like that he had never won 16 Karat. And so going into the tournament, he said that he was going to retire if he doesn't win the tournament. Spoiler, he did eventually win the tournament. It was great. It was an awesome moment. But on night 2, he was facing Tetsuya Naito, right? And both guys are technically supposed to be baby faces, so it's like and basically when everybody saw like Naito announce, everybody was like, okay, Naito's gonna be like eliminated via bullshit. Like there's no way Naito is like taking a clean pin. So him being up here against Ahura, people were like, well, Ahura is like a baby face and Naito is a baby face, and there's no way Naito is like jobbing clean. So there was this feeling in the building where it's like, okay, here's this old broken down guy, and he's gonna like retire the most beloved guy in the company. And so the crowd started booing the shit out of Naito. and Naito, as ever, like a guy that came up in the like Tanahashi generation, or like, like in like Hiroshi Tanahashi's New Japan, basically. He sees like, he was like, oh, I'm getting booed. Okay, I'm gonna like fucking lean into that. And like, his match with Ahura is like the best Tetsuya Naito singles match in like a long time, I will say. Like that was a genuinely good match. Like, I mean, part of it was just Ahura taking some absolutely fucking insane bumps. But I think also like just kind of working heel, just being more vicious, just, like not having to sell as much, not having to like being more deliberate, being able to do more character work worked a lot more here. But it wasn't even that he was cheating, really. It was just more him just being a fucking asshole, and not him being, the like asshole in like the tongue-in-cheek way where like you cheer for him because Tetsuya Naito, but like he was actually just like, no, Naito, go fuck yourself, right? And I think that worked really well. So I think there's an argument to be made that Naito should turn, but not in like he joins like Team 2000X, but more like Naito just leans way heavier into being an asshole, and it's not tongue-in-cheek, it's actually just like in a hateable way.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because we'll talk about Naito some more later, and I think that's sort of it's something for him to do, as we'll get into, because I think he needs some sort of fresh coat of paint.
Yeah, because right now he's just doing like whatever spots he can still do, which isn't a lot of them. I think he definitely desperately needs something new to do, and who knows? I mean, maybe that's something. I mean, we've been talking until we were blue in the face about like, oh, they're gonna do like a double turn with Kaito and Ozawa, and I don't think that's happening anymore.
No.
I don't even know what the fuck is gonna happen with Kaito Kiyomiya in general. But who knows? I mean, maybe that's something that's coming. I think definitely like. I think it's risky to turn Naito in Japan. I don't even know if it could work.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you can make it work, I think it would work really, really well. Like, I think you have to be very deliberate in how you're doing it. But I think if you manage to pull it off, I think that's like exactly what Naito needs, like to like revitalize his career, because whatever they're doing right now, I don't think is working very well.
Right. So the next topic, so it was announced that New Japan seems to be looking for juniors, including Dragon Dia and also Ryoma Tsukamoto, which was came out of left field, I thought.
That's the one I'm most shocked about, actually.
Well, especially because who knows how good his knee is.
Yeah.
Right? Because he he retired because he got 2 knee injuries, or he, quote unquote, retired from All Japan because he had a couple knee injuries in quick succession, right?
Yeah, and also like he just announced that he was gonna like take a step back as well, because allegedly like his knee was acting up.
But he went to tried out for the dojo, so who knows what that's all about, or if they end up signing him. And so they're in the market for junior heavyweights because. Well, Paul, I think in a different world, if Master Wato was more of a dynamic performer, maybe we wouldn't be having this conversation.
I mean, okay, did you see, sorry, just for quick, see the Sporkle like quiz thing that was posted in the Voice of Wrestling Slack, which was about like, the previous, the winners and finalists of the Best of the Super Junior.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, I did really badly on that. Because, like, no joke, legitimately half the time, I was looking at the 2023 Best of the Super Juniors, which is not that long ago. That's 3 years ago.
No.
And I remembered who the other finalist was. For the life of me, I did not remember that Master Wato won that tournament. That tells you everything you need to know about Master Wato.
And they didn't even do the normal follow-up that they would usually do.
Oh yeah, no, he's just been like completely fucking like back down the pecking order right after.
And that's like 3 years ago.
Yeah, he's a fucking nothing.
It felt like at one point he was about to turn the corner and then they didn't do anything.
No.
But that was like now like in 2023 now. Anyway, so yes, they need juniors. But so I only bring this question up is I don't think they're going to poach anyone from Noah unless you think they might. But
I mean, who are they gonna poach from Noah, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think there's a 0% chance they're gonna poach like Daiki Urashima. Like, I mean, if they want Eita, they can have him. Like, I'm very much like, and then otherwise, I think the other guys are just like too old. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I mean, and then even out of the young guys, Kai Fujimura, I don't see. Alejandro,
yeah,
I don't see. Yeah. Maybe one or both of the like the brothers, like Dragon Bane or Alpha Wolf.
Yes. Although the thing is, they might want to go to WWE.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like that's more likely.
WWE, AAA, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that I put in the notes here on the run sheet. They're under contract, but next January, could they like take Rising Hayato or even Atsuki or the Aoyagi brothers? Like, what do you
That
think?
I
of
actually
that?
could see. That I actually could see. I mean, it depends kind of what like happens with like Atsuki's brother, right? Like what happens with Yuma like over like the next year or so. Where maybe if he gets like kind of disgruntled after a while because he probably has lost a lot of power. I mean, I don't know. I think that actually could be a good move for both of them. And to be quite, I mean, with Atsuki, right?
Yeah.
Is it actually a bad thing if he leaves?
No, I don't know. I think the Aoyagi brothers aren't as. I feel like you asked me 2 years ago. I was like, oh man, if they were both to go, it would be a disaster. But I
Yeah.
don't.
I
And
don't think that's really the case anymore. Yeah.
but I would say if they like, it would be bad if they post like multiple juniors and took like Hayato as well.
Oh yeah, no. If it's multiple
And
people,
Atsuki
that's bad.
and
Yeah.
Inoue. But like Yuma, like you've got Anzai, you've got someone else we'll talk about later, and possibly even more guys going into the dojo. So, I mean, I feel like Yuma Aoyagi is a lot more expendable than he was a year or two ago.
Oh yeah, no, he is for sure. Like I think it still would be a loss for the promotion, but again, like they have other like young guys, and Atsuki would be a loss as well. But I also I don't know, like we just went through a title reign where we were both really, really disappointed with him because he just
Both his title reigns
kinda,
then set the world
yeah.
on fire.
No, they really haven't.
Now, to be fair, he did have that good match against Nakajima.
Yes, no, he did. But it's like I think especially in this past title reign, it very much was like I don't know. It felt like it just really felt like he still doesn't really know how to properly structure a match. Which like if you're supposed to be like the ace of the promotion is or the ace of the division rather is bad. Like you should like in your second title reign you should know how to structure a match, like a big match as well. And he still doesn't really know how to do that.
Yeah. So, and he's in trouble. Like he could be, and like let's be honest, the booking got a lot tighter and better up and down the card. I'd say since he got suspended, but
yeah,
draw your own conclusions. Whether that's because he was gone or whether that's because Go has a hand in it, I don't know. Right? We don't know.
Why not? Why not both?
Why not both? Exactly. Well, since I hinted at it, I was going to talk about it later. Let's talk about it because All Japan might have another super rookie on their hands. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration and a bold statement to make. But yeah. So Genki Hinawa, he's a little older. He's like 25 or 26. And he has a judo background. His dad is a comedian. And dad, I think, directed the Saito Brothers music video and everything like that. So this fits both some of Fukuda's interest in having crossovers with entertainment, plus a guy that has a strong, combat sports background, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does.
So he's only like 180 centimeters, but he's like 110 kilos. So he's shorter than like Anzai and Kento and Yuma Aoyagi, but he's a little thick and everything like that, right? So he's someone to keep an eye on for sure. And I would expect certain decent things from him, I think. And all the more reason why I'm like, who cares what happens to you?
Yeah, fair enough. No, I mean definitely. Like I think there's something you can do with him, right? Like I think in like Noah, he is for sure a heavyweight. I don't think it's even debatable. Like again, he's a little on the small end for All Japan, but I don't know. Like I think, yeah, again, as you said, because he's a bit thicker, they probably are gonna like put him at heavyweight and everything. And with that background, I mean, that's just the kind of background that All Japan, out of all promotions, just like loves, right? Like that's just exactly the guys they want to get in. And yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see like what he can do.
Yeah, and apparently, judging by these translated notes from a backstage interview from the show on the 20th, Hokuto Omori has taken over dojo training, and it sounds like more than just Hanawa is reporting to the dojo in April, apparently. So that's a good sign. They're bringing in some guys because they had a tryout in December.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I
good.
definitely have to bury my Hokuto's leaving theory. I think that one is very dead now. I think it might just be more that he's like pulling back a little just so he can focus on the dojo then, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, that might be why he's not in the Champion Carnival and everything. And you know what? I think that's probably a good position. And also, well, Huey used to be the guy that was in charge of the dojo.
Mr. Aoyagi.
Yep. So that's another, like, probably, like, lost booking power. Seems to have lost, like the head position in the dojo. So, man, he's for sure getting punished. Like, it just see how much he actually will be.
They brought him back before the carnival, not to put him in it.
Yeah, and then he's like every single match he's been in so far as the opening match.
Mm-hmm. So that's a good news for All Japan. And Paul, this is sort of breaking news on today, the day we record on March 25th. Mm-hmm. But on the Maple Leaf Pro Show this weekend, the doubleheader in Windsor, Ontario, Kenoh Kiyomiya was already announced on the show, so we knew that. But it was announced that the first MLP tag team champions are going to be crowned, and it's going to be a 4-way tag team match to determine the first champions. And the match is Bryce Hanson and Sheldon Jean versus the Gates of Agony versus the Good Brothers versus Kenoh Kiyomiya and Bishop Dyer.
What?
Oh, you didn't see this?
No, I haven't seen this yet, no.
Oh, okay. So, Paul, I must ask, is Bishop Dyer Kenta's surprise?
I mean, that is a guy that he has, like they were in NXT together.
Yeah.
Wasn't Kenta even the one that ended, like, the, unbeaten, streak? Wasn't Baron Corbin, undefeated for a while, and then, was it? I think either Kenta or, David beat him.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think. I don't know. I might be completely misremembering that, but they definitely were in NXT together. That one I'm pretty sure of. Wait, let me just double check that real quick, because that should be pretty much at the beginning, right? It's all the house shows.
He was on the main roster for a while. 2018 he was on the main roster. I mean, things have to go back to.
Yeah, so because it doesn't count the NXT things as
it's not separate.
And it doesn't count NXT as TV.
Okay.
So I definitely know he was unbeaten for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about this?
That's not a great addition, really. That's kind of, I don't know. Just, I mean, he's not very good.
This is very, this feels very All Japan-esque right now.
I mean, it very much does. It very much feels like an All Japan, like mid 2000s, guy to bring in.
Oh, I was even talking about right now.
I mean, but more in terms of being an extra. Well, no, actually, wait, they are also okay. But here's the thing: now they're only bringing in guys that didn't even really make WWE TV. That's
true. Yes.
A guy that was on WWE TV for years and then gets brought in, and then I don't know, put him in R&D. That's the era I was thinking of, not we bring in guys that washed out of NXT after 6 months.
Absolutely. So,
because say what you want, fucking Bishop Dyer / Baron Corbin was there for a long ass time. He was there for he was there for 12 years.
Yeah, he started on the main roster in 2016, which seems very long ago, right?
Yeah, I mean that's 10 years ago. I mean he's also 41.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not a guy I would bring in. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do. But then if they bring him in and he teams with Kaito, then he's just gonna he's obviously gonna turn on Kaito immediately and join Team 2000X.
Yeah, it's so funny. But what are you gonna do? I think that it could be he obviously is spinning his wheels because maybe did he have one AEW tryout match? I don't even know. Or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
he did. He did actually. He had a dark match on Dynamite.
Yeah, and he's just been an MLW otherwise. So yeah, he probably needs his job window. So maybe it will be a
Yeah.
while, but we'll see. So we'll go over to the shows, and we start going all the way back to March 8th at Shinkiba First Ring for Great Ludette UW8 version 8, which was available on YouTube. And Paul, only 128 fans. Like, that's less than half of Shinkiba's maximum capacity.
Yeah, I mean, they got outdrawn by 0-1.
I know. I did not watch this whole show. I just watched the top 2 matches. Oh, and Naoya Nomura and Ryuji versus Ryuji Hijikata, of course. How could I forget that?
Of course,
So,
yeah.
Nomura versus Hijikata, 6 minutes, nice solid little match. Nomura won with TKO. I thought this was the best match of the show. Takanori Ito defeated Tetsuya Izuchi in 9:07 by TKO to become the number 1 contender to the Ludette UWF World Title. I don't know, maybe 3 3/4. And then main event, Soma Watanabe defeated Katsuhiko Nakajima in 6:46 with TKO from a sleeper hold. And Nakajima fails on his 8th defense, and Watanabe is the 4th champion. So Ito is challenging Watanabe first. This was fine, but a little dry, like 3 1/4, 3 1/2. So I thought the show was fine, but you needed a more explosive main event for sure. And I think Nakajima worked a couple dates after that, but do you think he's done with Great?
I mean, that's like, Great seems to be in like cost-cutting mode, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a really, really obvious one. Like, that's a really obvious expense that you can cut. Is like Nakajima, and what is he gonna do there now? Like,
nothing, since they didn't put the G-Rex title on him.
No, I mean,
right?
No, they did. He was double champion.
Oh yeah, very briefly though.
Yeah. No, very, very briefly, but
very, very briefly.
I don't know. Like, I think it feels like it's time for him. Like, it very clearly seems like he's like moving his way over to like 0-1 now.
So he's worked 3 great shows since then, but all like 6-man undercard matches.
Yeah, that definitely does not seem like they're positioning him to like make a run at the like G-Rex or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I think 0-1, like I said, is the second best place for him. And on that subject, let's go to 0-1. That was on March 20th at Shinkiba First Ring. Draga, 191 fans. So I only watched the top 3 matches on this. Junya Matsunaga defeated Sugitaka Sato in 10:41 with the Beasting. Very solid match. I thought good, solid 3.5-star match. Paul, did you watch the show or did you not watch the Great Show?
No, I did not watch the Great Show. Yeah.
And you didn't watch the show either, right?
Sorry, the 0-1 show?
0-1? Yeah.
No, I wanted to. That one I wanted to watch, but like the stream was gone.
All right. So that was solid. And then the semi-main event was Masato Tanaka versus Shuji Ishikawa in 15:30. Beat Shuji Ishikawa in 15:32 with a sliding D. I'd go like 3 3/4 stars. This is about as good as I think you're going to get from these 2 guys that are now over 50 years old. So they actually did do some good bumps and worked as hard as they could, and it was pretty good.
I mean, I will say this. I mean, I did see an excellent like 4-star match from like Masato Tanaka this year already, like in person. Versus him versus Hayabusa. So, but yeah, I mean, but that's also Hayabusa, where like Hayabusa can take all the bumps, whereas like against Shuji Ishikawa, that gets a bit more difficult.
Mm-hmm. And then in the main event, Katsuhiko Nakajima defeated Hayabusa in 20:54 with the Northern Lights bomb. Again, I would probably go in like 3.5, 3 3/4 range. I felt like Nakajima was holding back, and by holding back, I don't mean not trying to injure Hayabusa with kicks. But I mean, like, these guys have another match coming up. That's the vibe I sort of got from this match for sure.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, no, because it's probably like it's basically a preview match for like him versus Hayabusa at like the Nakajima like produce show. But then it's also weird, like, is like Nakajima then gonna lose on his own show, or is he just gonna beat Hayabusa twice, which would be also
could be a half-hour draw or something.
Yeah,
and eventually, I think Hayabusa will beat him, but I would be if if Nakajima has to put over Hayabusa this quickly, I would say that he's kind of desperate for work.
Oh yeah. I mean, what do you think of this? As you said, like they do like a time limit draw at the produce show, and then Nakajima in the Fire Festival.
Yeah.
And then you do Nakajima versus Hayabusa in the Fire Festival final. And then Hayabusa beats him there, and then he beats probably either Tanaka or Matsunaga for the title.
Yeah. I'm down with that one. I think that's good, right?
Yeah. And gives Nakajima something to actually like do.
So I would say that this show continued what I think is a pretty good run, continuing pretty good run for ZERO1. It's been getting some attention this year, mostly because of the new Hayabusa gimmick. I mean, that's the sort of thing that's bringing people in, but it's delivering. But mind you, I mean, this is very simple stuff and everything like that. So they've got their 25th anniversary show coming up on April 3rd at Shinjuku Face. And I think that's going to be, we're going to see Hayabusa versus Bushi.
I mean, I will say this, like Bushi, I mean, he's not, like he's Bushi, right? But I will, like, he is, like, out of him and Naito, I think he's the one that is trying harder in this, like, whole, like, LTJ thing.
Yes, that's fair.
like you know who, like, because I literally can also tell you, like, the guy that was always at the merch table was Bushi. Like, Naito was there occasionally, but like Bushi literally was there every single fucking night, like manning the merch table.
Yeah.
Like, he seems to be the guy that is actually motivated to like make this into like a thing that like is something.
Yeah. And it's not listed on the website, but I'm pretty sure Matsunaga is challenging Tanaka for the world title, right?
Yes.
Because the only match listed on this is Hayabusa versus Bushi on the ZERO1 website. But so that looks like a good show. I'll be excited to see that. We'll move quickly on to DDT Judgment 2026, the 5-hour special, which I definitely didn't watch 5 hours of. In fact, I only watched the main event of this show. But Paul, you watched some more of the undercard, although you didn't watch the whole show either.
No. I pick and choose. I mean, thank God that like Wrestle Universe has the like chapter list, so you can just straight jump to the match that you want to go to. So no, I watched Jun Akiyama versus Rukia. That was like a great like Jun Akiyama like torturing a young boy type match. I think Rukia has like a lot of potential as well. Like showed good fire. Like gave like he really like tried to like give it to Akiyama as well. So yeah, no, that was pretty good. I like that. I also watched the KOD tag team title like contendership match because I wanted to like check in on Junta Miyawaki, but as always, it's Junta loses, lol. But I mean, at least it's in like a higher profile thing where it's like an actual like, you know, like contendership match on a big show and everything. No, I like that one as well. Again, Harashima is still pretty damn great. Not a huge fan of Shinya Aoki, but he did fine. Junta again seemed very, very motivated in this as well. He had a really great chop battle with Harashima at the very end of the match before like Harashima like pinned him. So yeah, he definitely seems very, very motivated. Then I skipped everything after that until we went all the way to like Takeshita versus Hirata, where Hirata like got like the entrance with like John Robinson, like John Robinson being like the guy that like sings the like theme song. Like he's the guy that did like the Tokyo, like that. He's that guy, and he can still do it. Like he's older now, but like he did that entire song live, and he did it pretty damn great. Then the match itself though was like basically just comedy, where like basically 2 times Takeshita just immediately pinned Hirata, and then basically like Hirata like played it with like Takeshita and everything, and then eventually it settled on that like essentially that Hirata would only need a 2 count, but Takeshita would need a 20 count, and that went a little bit longer, including like Takeshita doing like the whole like getting like the sunglasses, doing the dance, but then he got low blowed by John Robinson. But still, the thing is like Hirata kept kicking out at like 16, 17 or whatever. And then eventually Takeshita was just like, okay, fuck this. We said it was a 20 count, but nobody said anything about a tap out, and he just like put him in a Boston Crab and tapped him out. So yeah, I mean, comedy match, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Then you had the Universal title match where you had Kazuma Sumi defeating Daisuke Sasaki in 1648 with a schoolboy to win the title. It was good. I mean, it's about as good as I guess a non-plunder like Daisuke Sasaki like match can be in 2026 or 2025, 2024. Okay, this will go on for too long. So yeah, I liked it. I mean, it was also like a bit of an upset for Sumi as well. So the crowd, like, it was one of those things where like the crowd like audibly gasped when he actually got the win, and they were like, "Oh my god, he actually did it!" Because nobody like expected like Sasaki to like lose this match, especially not on his first defense. Like, he had just won the Universal title as well. So definitely an upset. I mean, I think it actually worked nicely in like making Sumi like more of a guy, basically. Although the next match, definitely, that's one that like where DDT managed to make another guy, and that's the main event. So there for the KOD openweight title, Yuki Ueno defeats Cannon in 25-12 with the WR, and I think you watched that one as well, right?
Yes, I this is the one I watched, and I was quite impressed. I do think, I'm not sure I like this. I would probably go 4 stars. I just think that Cannon looked a little lost for a 25-minute match, although Ueno really did hold this together. But it felt like a lot of like, Ueno doing a bunch of stuff, and then like Cannon would get like this big lariat out of nowhere, just do a hope spot and that sort of thing. Just a little formulaic. But I really did like the ending where Cannon tried to get up out of the blackout sleeper, and then as soon as Cannon gets up, Ueno, he's still holding on, and he turns it into the WR for the win. That was really cool, though.
Yeah, that was a fucking really cool finish. I actually like how they kind of like built like the back half of the match around the sleeper. I think they did that really well. I mean, Ueno is so good. Like, right? Like, Ueno is really like, he has like put it all together. Like, I think he is like, because Takeshita is just like a part-timer at best. Like, Ueno really feels like the ace of DDT now. Yes.
And I'll say that's like, I mean, these are just little gripes from like, it's Cannon like 100% main eventer. I think he will be very shortly. And I think this match was like obviously a sign that he will be. So don't take my criticisms too hardly, but it's not why I'm giving it 4.5 stars or something. But I think these guys could probably do that in the future, to be completely honest.
Oh, no. I definitely feel like this is, I would be shocked if this is the only time we'd see this as a KOD like title match.
Yeah. And it's funny because I feel like it wasn't that long ago, when not long after Cannon came into DDT, people were down on him because, well, they just saw him in Damnation TA doing, Daisuke Sasaki's bidding and that sort of thing. Right?
Yeah. And he never really because he was just like the lackey for a while, and like I think he really has like worked hard like since like he left Damnation to really, really like improve. And I think like again, like he got rewarded with it, and yeah. I mean, he's the fucking tag team champion as well. Like, I think they're very, very like it's very, very obvious that they're trying to like make another main eventer, and I think they've succeeded. Like
I don't know if he's going to be as good, but he's kind of taking the Higuchi lane as the big.
Yes, yeah. Like, who knows when DDT like knew that like Higuchi was done on? But like, I mean, like then again, you probably were already like, yeah. But then they probably were already like, we probably need to like push like another guy like off that kind of like vein, basically.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I love their match for the King of DDT finals last year, Higuchi versus Cannon, which was that was real, great. Which was Kanon's like real coming out party.
Yeah. No, I think it's a solid prediction to, let's say, like Cannon wins like the KOD title in the next 3 years. I think that's a fair assessment. Like, I don't think he's like winning it now, I mean, right? Yeah, but I don't think he's winning it this year.
maybe not. But with DDT, you don't have to be like, is this guy going to be champion in 5 years? He probably will be because they don't follow such the strict structures as
True.
traditional men's companies do, right? So, I mean, look at Sumi, right, on this very
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
He just
true.
debuted in 2022. Imagine a wrestler with like 4 years of experience winning the GHC national title. You know,
Trying to. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody. No, not really. I mean, to be fair, I mean, you have Ozawa winning the like GHC, like the big title with like 2 years experience.
Yeah. Okay. I forgot about Ozawa there, but it's not generally the case.
No, it is not generally the case. No. Like generally, it takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
Right. Like for example, like Ueno didn't like win like the KOD
Nope.
title until like the end of 2023, which like he made his debut in 2016. So.
And then it was announced that in Sumo Hall on August 11th, we're getting Kenosuke Takeshita versus Kaisi Takechi. Paul, that's a big match.
The crowd gasped for that.
Yeah. Are they going to sell out Sumo Hall?
Yes, because here's the thing: like you can put an absolute dog shit card underneath. Like DDT can just book like the worst fucking show underneath that. It doesn't matter. Like you can like whatever title match. Like okay, here's two ways you can go. Either you put on a title match of two people you want to showcase to the biggest crowd possible.
Right.
Or you book an absolute fucking throwaway title match underneath that because it doesn't matter. Because it's going to sell out anyway.
I mean, you might want to, if you want, on that show, maybe you want to make a guy and have them beat Ueno for the title. Like someone that's never held the title before. Like a Kanon. Or, I don't think
Mao.
Takeshi Masada or Mao. I don't think Masada is getting it this year either, but Mao, Mao.
Yeah, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking it's gonna be Mao.
You should just do have Mao beat him at
Sumo Hall.
Yeah. So that is a DDT. And then we finally move on to Noah, Apex Conquest 2026 in Yokohama. Great name. On March 8th at Yokohama Budokan in front of 1,904 fans. And Paul, that's really good for Noah in this building.
Yeah, like they've traditionally drawn like absolute like pretty badly in that building.
And Paul, do you think Mr. Smack Daddy is a draw, or is this Kenoh, or is it a combination of the two, or what's going on here?
I mean, again, like we were just saying, right? Because like when we last recorded, we were like, oh, is this actually selling well? And this would be like a black mark towards Inamura if it doesn't actually sell well. And now that it's sold well, I think we kind of need to flip it and say, well, I mean, all of his title defenses have like sold pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some asterisks he can make for all of them, right? Like about like with the like Budokan, with the like Nippon Budokan, right? Like it being like the big Naito match and everything, but like
yeah.
I don't know, but like still, like again, like if he's just on top of these shows and like they keep selling well, like then he has to get credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure that he's necessarily like a bigger draw than Ozawa, but he's not far off.
Yeah. No, I mean, they definitely are like I was like hesitant to say like, should they really give like Inamura like a big long title reign, right? Like, because to be quite honest, I was unsure how much of a draw he was going to be just because of the crowd being so conditioned to him just being like this like undercard loser basically. But like I don't know, like so far the numbers show that like no, like they're absolutely justified in giving this guy a long title reign because he's drawing crowds.
Yes. And so we'll see there. And then so to start the show, Atsushi Kitoge, Mohamed Yonin, Hajime Ohara defeated Manu Busoya, Shuhei Taniguchi, and Midori Takahashi in 7:31 with the muscle buster from Yone on obviously the rookie Takahashi. Perfectly solid opener. And then you had Alpha Wolf, Kai Fujimura, Tadasuke, and Jun Masaoka defeating Ada, Kieran Lacey, Black Mensaray, and Katsumi Inahara in 6:43 with the package pile driver from Wolf on Inahara. Really hard to get a good feeling on that one, but it was solid, but too short. Then Naomichi Marufuji and Hiroto Tsuruya defeated Angel Reyes and Ryusi in 8:53 with the headlock from Marufuji on Ryusei. And I thought this was, I know that a lot of people love to dub on Reyes, but I actually thought this was a nice little, like, let's insert the veteran with a bunch of young guys right here. And then Marufuji, of course, gets his headlock submission and everything. So that was fun and exactly what it needed to be, I thought.
Yeah. And I would like to remind people that, like, Angel Reyes is 21 years old.
Yeah.
And this is his first tour of Japan.
Yes.
Like, how many times have people had to eat shit when, like, a young guy comes into Japan for their first tour? They look very, very shaky because they're nervous and unexperienced, and then later turn into great workers, right?
Well, Paul,
maybe
I
reserve judgment.
I have an axe to grind on this, so I will bring up this very example. Someone just won the New Japan Cup.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh my God, people were like sending you death threats if you said that Callum Newman isn't the worst wrestler in the world.
Yeah, now look at him. Exactly. Same thing applies to Reyes.
I mean, like the guy that did basically Callum like pattern himself off very heavily, which he got criticized for. Like fucking Will Ospreay coming into Japan was also a bit shaky at the start. Akira Francesco coming into Japan was a bit shaky at the start.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
it's almost like this is a pattern.
Yeah. So next up we have Ozawa, Masa Kitamiya, Takashi Sugera, and Null defeating Kenta, Tetsuya Endo, Hayata, and Yuto Koyanagi. So sort of like the White Raven squad plus Koyanagi, the rookie, in 9-10 when Null pinned Koyanagi with the Mount Null. So that's not a surprise there, and Null is getting built back up. Not much to say here again.
No.
But now we start getting into the business end of the card. Nos vemos. So Kaito Kiyomiya defeated Galeno in 9:35 with the figure 4 leg lock pin or figure 4 pin. I thought this was a little disappointing. I was like,
yeah,
it's pretty dull, and then like Kaito just gets the win.
Yeah, I'm just not. Again, I think we talked about this before. I just I don't know what Kaito's like doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like he kind of dropped like the whole like Mad Prince gimmick. Like he's not really doing any of that anymore. Galeno was very much in just like I'm leaving, so I'm just gonna give half effort mode.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. It's just really, really boring.
Look, on commentary it made it sound like Galeno and his brother Wagner 3 would be back someday, but I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I mean, it's wrestling, so never say never, and who the fuck knows if this whole like WWE AAA thing like works out. And I mean, who the fuck loves like randomly releasing people more than WWE? So I won't rule it out that they'll be back, but it definitely will be like a while.
They're not coming back on so much change,
No, no.
And then for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title, Dragon Bane and Alejandro defeated Daga and Daiki Otoshima in 17:52 with the Twister Bane from Bane on Otoshima for the title change. Champions fall on their third defense with the 65th GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. I mean, Paul, this was a great match, even if I didn't like the result. I learned this on the last show. Like, Bane and Alejandro won the tournament by defeating their evil brothers. So, I don't know. I just didn't feel like you needed to change the titles here. But because both these teams are so great, this was a great match.
Yeah. Especially since they now seem to be back to feuding with their evil brothers. So,
yeah, that's the thing.
Which actually I noticed because I don't know if did you watch the show from today?
I did not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can touch on it briefly when we get to it.
Oh, it aired live? Okay, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it aired live. Yeah. But yeah, no, I thought this was great. I also agree that you could have maybe run with like Daga and Daiki Otoshima for a bit longer. But I mean, both of these are great teams, right? Like,
yeah.
I get where you're coming from with Daga and Daiki, like holding it longer, but like I also can't really say like oh, it's bad that Dragon Bane and Alejandro will now have like a bunch of really great like junior tag title matches. So hopefully,
Yeah.
unless they just
Well, the
lose them
thing is,
immediately.
they might get sucked into the Team 2000X vortex.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I will have to like eat crow.
Now, to be fair, Mr. Smack Daddy also got pulled into that vortex and has managed to escape it.
Yes. With his title intact somehow.
Yes, absolutely. So next up, we had for the GHC Junior Heavyweight title, Amaska defeated Mark II in 12-10 with the Kaikoku to make his second defense of the GHC Junior title. And Paul, this is a good, solid defense, and I kind of figured that it would be good because I think True and Lacey are a good, solid tag team, and I want to see more of them in Noah. And this is a good filler defense, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it didn't light the world on fire, but it was solid enough. And again, True and Lacey is like a team. Like, if you can convince them to just, sign up and actually just, like basically just like be there regularly, I think they can become even better than they are right now. And I think
for sure.
this kind of proved it as well. And Amaxa to me is just, he's pretty damn. Like, I think he's still somehow underrated. Like, I think people have kind of started to like catch on that it's pretty great. Like, even people that aren't like, like regular Noah watchers are slowly starting to become aware it's pretty great. But I think he's still very underrated.
Absolutely. I think it's pretty safe that New Japan's not going to take him because
luckily he's a bit too old,
and B, he's Hiromu's friend, so he'll end up in NXT before he does a New Japan.
No, he might be too old for that.
Oh yeah, so. Yeah. And then in the main event for the GHC Heavyweight Championship, Yoshiki Inamura, I don't know why I couldn't say that, Yoshiki Inamura, defeated Kenoh in 21-59 with the discharge to make his fifth defense of the title. And Paul, I would put this on my top 10 matches of the year. I went, I think, 4.5 on this. Just a great match of what you expected, the hard-hitting. Kenoh's delivered a great performance. Inamura delivered a great performance. Maybe I'm even giving it extra marks because there's no bullshit in the match. But yeah, this was great, and exactly why I still love Inamura despite the cowboy hat gimmick and the Mr. Smack Daddy stuff. I still love him, and this was exactly why.
I think it also kind of finally proved that like Inamura can just have like a straight like match, right? Because that was a bit of a thing. Well, I mean, not with the Kaido, but basically with like the whole Team 2000X, where he was like leaning pretty heavily into like some like WWE tropes and everything. Where he didn't do that here. Like, he just wrestled like a good, like, Japan style, like, main event against Kenoh. And they just kind of, like, beat the shit out of each other. And then Inamura just put him away definitively. And it was just a good, clean fight between two great wrestlers. And I think that's exactly what I needed to, like, revitalize my interest in this title reign. So, yeah. Exactly. Now I'm all in. Now I'm all in, and I'm interested to see where this goes from here.
Well, Kenta came out and we got to talk about everything. I thought Kenta was challenging. And then he teased the WWE guy or ex-WWE guy. And then, of course, we got treated to the fact that Alpha Wolf is going to be the next challenger as well. So back into the Team 2000X vortex.
Yeah. But I feel like, I mean, that's also weird, though, that they're doing like the national title, national champion versus the JHC champion again.
They keep doing that. I don't know why. Like, this is what
is this even for the title? No,
I don't think it's for. No, it's not for the national.
Yeah, but then it's also like Alpha Wolf never really defends that title.
They like ever. I'm trying to think. National title versus GHC champion. They did that. They did the Kenoh versus Nakajima.
Yeah.
Remember, 60-minute draw, which was a great match.
Yeah.
And then. They had Ozawa win it.
And then immediately, like, that still did a shitload of damage to the title. I don't think it ever recovered from that.
And then we've got this match coming up, and I feel like there's another one I'm forgetting.
I'm trying to think who else would have had
it. Champion versus champion match that I'm forgetting. Even if it wasn't for both titles, but just like the challenging for the GHC heavyweight champion while the national champion. I'm trying to think of this. I can't think of one right now, but I also feel like it has happened, yeah. Yeah.
Was it when Funaki held it?
No, I don't think so. So with that, we'll go a quick preview into the upcoming Noah shows. So on the 27th at Shinjuku Face, the main event is Yoshiki Inamura and Dragon Bane versus Alpha Wolf and Masa Kitamiya, which actually could be a pretty good match.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the main event. Then you got Harutoki and Alejandro versus Ozawa and Kai Fujimura. You got Kazuyuki Fujita versus Hiroto Tsuruya. Circle that one.
Oh, yeah.
To me, Tsuruya is the guy.
Yeah. Oh, wait, sorry. I forgot that we kind of need to touch real quick on the show that aired today.
Oh, right. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because I watched it live. Yeah.
Yes. So what happened?
I mean, not much of note, really. I think really like the only ones to kind of like touch on, quite honestly. Like I liked the like Yoshiki Inamura versus Katsumi Inahara match.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Like obviously Inamura won that one. I thought that was really good. I think it showed off that like, yeah, Inahara is going to be like a guy in the heavyweight division for sure. I think he kept up pretty well with Inamura. I think again, like I have a feeling he's not going to be a young boy for very long. Like they have him like eat shit right now as a young boy, but I feel like I would be shocked if this lasts like past like 6 months. I would not be surprised if he's in the N1 this year. Like as like probably maybe as like a guy that probably eats a lot of pins in the N1, but I definitely feel like he's going to be a guy pretty quickly. Then otherwise, the other thing of note, well, kind of like again they teased more like Ozawa and Naito, right? Like I mean we're gonna have like the tag title match and everything.
Yeah.
And then the 4-on-4 elimination match, which again that was like the match that was Alpha Wolf, Kai Fujimura, Tadasuke, and Jun Masaoka defeating Dragon Bane, Alejandro Daga, and Daiki Odashima. Where again, yeah, that felt very much like we getting sucked back into like the brother versus brother stuff, because the finish was like, well, basically like not the finish, but like in the post match, like Alejandro was like getting hung again by Kai Fujimura. So yeah, it feels like we're going right back into that. So I don't know, like it very much feels like this like never-ending Team 2000X vortex. But the match itself was pretty good though. Like, I mean, as much as I didn't like that going back to that, I thought the like elimination match was really, really good. Because I think these like elimination matches in Japan, like they actually always do them really, really well. And it, like you had like in like basically at the end, you had like basic Odashima as like a 2-on-1, where it was him against Tadasuke and Fujimura, and like he managed to like beat Tadasuke, but then Tadasuke kind of like cheap shotted him after he got eliminated, and then Fujimura kind of like they had like a bit more of a back and forth, but then eventually like Fujimura like beat him. Yeah, no, I mean again, Odashima's really fucking good at this. I think that's not shocking to say, and yeah, just really, really enjoyed that match. Just not happy to see like basically that we go right back to brothers versus brothers when we just had that as like the finals of a tournament, which felt like a definitive win, but I guess it wasn't.
Yes. How was Null versus Angel Reyes?
I think. Wait, when was that?
It was the second match.
Oh, that was no. So I should actually say. I tuned into the show late, so I actually Inamura versus Inahara was like the first match. I saw like the very end of like the White Raven Squad match, and then I like saw like the rest of the show after that. I didn't actually see Null versus Angel Reyes, so I don't know what that one was like. I haven't gone back yet. Speaking
of which, I also forgot to mention on the 20th at Kobe Sama Hall in front of 804 fans. I only watched one match from the show, but it was the GHC tag team title. Tetsuya Naito and Bushi defended against Manabu Soya and Shuji Kondo. And then the Naito and Bushi won in 1926 when Naito hit actually a decent looking Destino on Kondo to make their second defense of the titles. And I would say that this is the best match that Naito has had in Noah so far, which is not exactly highest praise, but it was perfectly fine. And god damn, didn't Soya and Kondo really carry this?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I guess it probably helps that Kondo is a bit smaller.
Yes.
Like, so he doesn't have to really get up that high.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I also agree that this was like Naito's best match in Noah. Like, I guarantee, I don't think it was nearly as good as like the Ahura match. Like, I would actually recommend, like, if you want to like track that one down, that one was actually really good. And see if you agree with my vision for Naito.
Oh, and to be fair to Naito, he spent a lot of time in this match.
Yeah.
It wasn't just him, and he took and he
just
bumped
Bushi,
and took, and he got a bit of a bloody chest from Soya's chops.
Yeah.
So, good on him. So that was
I
good thing.
mean, he's probably realizing that he can't just get away with like absolute minimum effort anymore.
Yeah, he's not going to retain his heat if he just.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I feel like is what he's realizing, where it's like, oh, like basically my cheers are fading, and if I don't work a bit harder, I'm gonna wear out my welcome really quickly.
Yeah, especially if you're going to work shows and venues the size of Kobe Sanbo Hall, as opposed to just waiting for like bigger places. So we talked about the show on the 27th. So on April 4th, we've got the main event match, and this is in Tokyo Tama Mirai Messe. Main event is listen to this: Yoshiki Inamura versus Hiroto Tsuruya. I mean, that's going to be a lot of fun.
As a main event, that's an interesting choice.
You've also got Kaito Kiyomiya versus Koyanagi, and Ozawa versus Takahashi. So all the young guys are in singles matches against main eventers, and I think that's going to be really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Naito is on the show, and it's all four of the Tranquilos versus Kitamiya, Alpha Wolf, Fujimura, and Masaoka. That actually looks like a good show for what it is. I'm interested to see that. And then on the April 5th in Shizuoka, what do we got here? Main event 8-man tag match. Another all four members of Los Tranquilos de Japan versus Ozawa, Kitamiya, and Masaoka. And anything else? We got Midori Takahashi versus Kaito Kiyomiya. And that's the only thing notable there. April 12th, Apex Conquest in Nagoya is where we're getting Alpha Wolf versus Yoshiki Inamura. And this is at Aichi Prefecture Gymnasium. Not Aichi Prefectural Gymnasium. That closed, didn't it? Kinjo Wharf Arena. Kinjo Wharf Arena. I don't know that building. So Inamura versus Wolf. Naito and Bushi versus Ozawa and Jun Masaoka for the tag team titles. And of course, Lycos Jim versus Dragon Bane and Alejandro. How could we forget that?
Why are we bringing in Lycos Jim?
So that's upcoming. Noah. And then we're getting a heavyweight tag team tournament too coming up, right? And I liked last year's. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, no, I'm happy that Noah's finally like doing like more like regular tournaments, because for a while there was them just doing the N1, and I was like, look, you need something to like boost up like the rest of your year. You can't just do one tournament and call it a day. Like, you do need more tournaments, because it kind of felt dire for like stretches of some of the years because they just didn't have much to sink their teeth into. But like, now that definitely helps a lot more.
Mm-hmm. And then so that's switching over to All Japan, and I would say final thoughts on Noah. Looking pretty good. I'm a little concerned about this being dragged back into Team 2000X Vortex, but otherwise everything looking up, and I'm really enjoying watching all of their rookies.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's definitely like I would like maybe like if Team 2000X like either like basically toned that stuff down. I think that would help me a lot in terms of my enjoyment of the promotion. But like, I'm enjoying the like top title like stuff. I'm really enjoying like the junior tag title stuff. I think that's generally been pretty damn good. Again, Amaxa is a really good junior singles champion as well. So no, I think Noah's pretty well positioned. It's just there's some really like the stuff about Noah that is annoying is really annoying. So it's like the stuff that is good needs to hit really well to overcome the stuff that is really annoying.
Yeah, exactly. So we go all the way back in All Japan to the 15th of March. No, sorry, the 8th of March at Shinkiba First Ring for the final New Age Chronicles show for 337 fans, which is a super no vacancy full house. Special tag match to open the show. We had Ryo Inoue and Gaia Hawks defeating Dan Tamura and Nobuhiko Kimura in 10-14 with the buzzsaw kick from Inoue on Kimura. Gaia Hawks can't seem to get booked for Noah while his tag team partner does.
I am so baffled that they picked Masaoka over Hawks. Like, that's not the choice I would have made. Like, not that I think Masaoka is bad, but if I have to pick one of the two, I'm picking Gaia Hawks. I don't know.
And then, so that was a solid opener. And then, of course, special singles match, Hokuto Omori defeated Jiro Shinbashi in 8-12 by pinfall. And if you don't know, Shinbashi is Dragon Gate's salaryman gimmick guy.
Yeah. Like, comes out in, like, a suit and everything.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was what was, much like the special handicap match where Odyssey defeated Seiko Tachibana and Shota Kofuji in 9:42 with the Journey's End on Kofuji. And then the business, quote unquote, business end of the card, special tag match, Red Ayabe and Talos defeated Mochizuki Jr. and Kazuma Kimura from Dragon Gate in 9:55 with the Iron Maiden from Ayabe on Kimura, which I thought was a solid little match, you know.
I really like Kimura.
Yeah. And then in the main event, Jun Saito, Atsuki Aoyagi, and Yuma Anzai defeated Rei Saito, Ryuki Honda, Rising Hayato in 1930 with the gimlet from Anzai on Hayato, which was a good main event. You know, not knock your socks off, but for a good main event for this kind of show at Chikiba. And it sounded like Anzai might continue this New Age Chronicle thing in his own branding. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I mean, why not? They've gone for like a couple of different like iterations of this exact concept now, right? And I kind of like that it seems to be that also like whoever it is kind of branded for is also who's actually like running the shows.
Yeah.
Like I think that's actually smart to like teach guys that are younger like how to actually like book and everything and like how to like organize like stuff at the show. So giving that to Anzai now I think is very, very smart. Like that's exactly what you should do because you kind of want him to be ready to like maybe like take over a bit more like responsibilities of the booking and like organizing of the shows and everything.
For sure. No word on when that's going to start. Well, it'll probably start at some point in a couple of months. We'll hear about it. Because I'm sure they have all these Shikiba dates booked already.
Yes, they already know when it's going to start.
Yeah. So then we go to March 15th at Corkin Hall in front of 1,278 fans. And Paul, I got to say, that's a decent little number for this card, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's really like a blowaway card.
Yeah. For basically getting this in Corkin without Kento in a Triple Crown match is pretty good. I mean, it shows that the Saitos are still draws to a certain extent, I think, too.
Yeah.
Paul, they finally put up Hideki Suzuki versus Yuma Aoyagi on AJPW.TV. Have you seen it yet?
No, I actually haven't seen it yet.
I watched it this morning. It's just 15 minutes of grappling.
Oh, God damn it. I don't think I'm going to go back to that.
Nah, it's not worth it. Yuma got a huge pop, though, when he came out.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, at least, he is still over. Like, I mean, you cannot deny that, but it's like, I think that's going to be one of the more interesting stories for like this year is to see what happens to Yuma Aoyagi. Yeah.
So the first official match of the show, and mind you, I don't know why this was this wasn't broadcast live. I'm still baffled by that. So the main show, Mazada defeated Shota Kofuji in 6:53 with a small package hold. I'm kind of surprised that Kofuji didn't win this.
If he's going to beat anyone, it's Masada. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I don't know why Mazada wasn't wearing his Senior Saito mask.
Yeah.
Shoot trash, but bizarre. But anyway,
maybe he gets paid differently.
A perfectly good opener, considering it featured Mazada, is what I'll say.
Yes. Kofuji carried that match.
Yeah. Then Go Shiozaki, Shotaro Ashino, Zion, and Odyssey defeated Hokuto Omori, Naruki Doi, Kota Sekafuda, and Toshiyuki Sakuda. They're back. I like Sekafuda, but Sakuda shtick is already overworn its welcome in All Japan. Anyway, Havoc won in 10:44 with the ankle lock from Ashino on Omori, so the two guys left out of the Champion Carnival take it to the finish of the match. It was perfectly fine. Triple Crown skirmish. Kumarashi, Daisuke Sekimoto, Masayuki Kono, and Seiko Tachibana defeated Kento Miyahara, Reiki Honda, Yuma Anzai Musashi in 11:49 with a cross body attack from Arashi on Honda. So a bit of a big attack on a big win from Honda going into it. And of course, you get the whole title build up to the title because Kento's running down Wrestle 1, and Honda sort of gives Arashi the cold shoulder. Even though some of the other Wrestle 1 guys are supporting him. We'll get more on that later. It was a perfectly fine, good build-up match. I mean, all of these guys are mostly good, except for Kono, who's one of the easiest wrestlers.
Yeah. Like booking Kono in 2026 is a fucking choice.
Yes, it is. And then the Zenichi Junior Tag Festival semifinal, Ryo Inoue and Mochizuki Jr. defeated Dan Tamura and Hikaru Sato in 15:53 with a buzzsaw kick from Inoue on Sato. And this might be Inoue's biggest win of his career. Great match. They had me on the edge of my seat because I honestly didn't know who was going to win this, and I watched it live. So great works to them. Great stuff to them. I really enjoyed that match. And then in the next semifinal, Atsuki Aoyagi and Rising Hayato defeated Seki Yoshioka and Yuya Susumu in 18:34 with the Sid Vicious from Hayato on Yoshioka. It was actually better than I thought it was going to be because of a certain Mr. Susumu. But I didn't like it as much as the other semifinal, but it was perfectly fine.
I mean, I have to say, Susumu isn't good or anything, but I think he over-delivered in the tournament. Like it's not that he was good, but it's like he didn't actively drag down the matches that he was in.
No, and the match ended well because they left the finishing stretch to Hayato and Yoshioka, and of course,
yes, I mean that's what they did, and very notably, like every single time, like Seki Yoshioka was the one in the finishing stretch.
Yeah,
like Susumu was like basic, like okay, I did my stuff, and then he got out of the fucking way.
Yeah, and then the main event for the World Tag Team Championship. Ren Ayabe and Talos defeated Jun Sato and Rei Sato in 1958 with the death roulette from Ayabe on June, which is always a very impressive thing to see, to make their third defense. Much like I expected, honestly, I'm glad I called this. And Paul, this is a lot of fun. I don't want to overstate it. Okay, this is not I did not go 4 stars on this match. I went like 3 3/4, but this definitely exceeded my expectations. And Ayabe and Talos are really gelling as a team. And did you see Talos do the Baba Chop in this match? I mean, come on.
Yeah. Oh no, Talos gets it.
Yeah, Talos gets it, especially for a guy of his size, right? Like, compare him to like I don't know, who's that other guy in AEW, the really tall guy, Satnam Singh.
Oh yeah,
who could never do this, right?
No.
And that, so yeah, I mean, and it was a right booking decision too because they got something here.
Yeah. No, I definitely did not expect that I would enjoy like if you asked me like a year ago if I would enjoy like a nearly 20-minute match involving Ren Ayabe and Talos, I would have been like, are you out of your mind? But no, like they've actually like All Japan really, really found something with these two guys here. Like they gel incredibly well. And I think it's working wonders for Ren Ayabe as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he's doing better. And
like you can see his confidence growing with every match, basically.
Yeah. But wait, Paul, there's more because much to everyone's shock, Ren Ayabe and Talos are going to be participating in the Crockett Cup.
He's coming to Japan. He's coming to America. Sorry.
Can you believe out of all of the guys on the All Japan roster, they went and got a visa for Ren Ayabe?
I mean, to be fair, that's probably Talos like arranging that, but still, that is very funny.
And I mean, they had at Billy, as they call him, put a video on X doing it, like announcing it and everything, right? So because we thought remember when EC3 made his appearance in All Japan?
No, I'm trying to forget that, to be quite honest.
So what is this? Is this Talos just doing Ren a favor, or do you really think there's a relationship?
I think this is just like because Talos is like a NWA guy. I think that was probably just the NWA being like, hey, Or him going to the NWA and being like, hey, I've got the Crockett Cup coming up. Like, I'm teaming with this guy in Japan right now. Can you bring him in? And then we'll just like, we're going to be in a Crockett Cup together. I think that's how that went. I don't think there really is like a relationship between the two.
Yeah. Well, I suppose like another thing is I think there's something here about because they announced this is a storyline because they announced so late. They have to. They're like being just given the lowest seed, so they actually they don't get a bye or anything, which is interesting. How far do you think they're going to go in this tournament? I mean, the Good Brothers are in this tournament, and you've got Odinson, also former All Japan wrestler who teams with Talos. Or no, sorry, not Talos. Kratos. They've got a tag team, and we got who are these tag teams? The Immortals. I don't even know who that is.
That's
sorry, that is Kratos and Odinson.
I was about to say, that's Kratos and
Odinson.
Yeah,
they're the Immortals. Yeah.
And
I don't know all these other tag teams. You got the Pope and Mims. I'm just going by who I recognize. I don't recognize that many
Wait,
people.
is that literally like Pope D'Angelo De Niro?
Yeah.
Oh God, he wasn't good like 15 years ago.
You got Pretty Boy Smooth and Pastor CeeLo. Oh, the Colognes, Primo and Epico.
Oh God, I mean, talking about people that weren't good 15 years ago.
Joe Kazana and the Country Gentleman. I don't know who that is. So yeah.
I mean, I could see them go pretty far. I mean, they're very tall, right? Like, I think they're like, there's no way they're going out in like the first round.
No.
So
like, probably will get to the semis.
Yeah, I don't think at the same time, I don't think there's any chance that they're winning, because I don't think like All Japan is all that interested.
It'll be the Good Brothers, right?
Yeah, it's probably going to be the Good Brothers. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if that's the final.
Oh, I wouldn't allow that. I just have the Blues in the semis to another team, then let the Good Brothers beat them in the final.
Beat them in the finals, yeah.
And then they go back to Well, they haven't been back to Noah yet, so
no. And again, they were doing well in Noah. Like, I'm surprised they actually haven't been
for their brief Noah run where they worked hard.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that kind of has to feel like shit for them as well, where they're like, okay, we actually put an effort for once and we don't get booked again.
They might, but isn't there a sumo hall in like May or something?
They might be. I mean, fuck, it might be them versus like Naito and Bushi there.
Yeah, that's right. But look, if for whatever reason, if you can't get them to win, you have them lose to, I don't know, the Immortals in the semis or something instead of
I could
Brothers
see
in the
that,
final. Or
that's probably the better option. Yeah, that's fair.
So that's the big news coming out of that. Then we move on to March 20th at Esforda Arena, Hachioji main arena, in front of 1,750 fans, which I think they've done more in that building, but they may have. But whatever, they drew more than they would have in Cork and Hall, so I think that's a good thing. That's the bare minimum of success, if you ask me, right?
Yeah.
So to start off the show, Ryuki Honda and Yuma Anzai defeated Yuma Aoyagi and Hokuto Omori in 8:32 with the final event from Honda and Omori. Poor Omori, but this was actually a pretty good opener and a lot of fun. So I thought it set the tone very well.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Mr. Saito, Naruki Doi, and Senior Saito defeating Kota Sekafuda and Toshiyuki Sakuda in 8:28 with the Bakatari siding kick for Doi and Sakuda, and they kept it short. It's the best I can say, right? I like Sekafuda, and I would keep using him if I were All Japan, but I mean, Sakuda's, I don't know. For whatever reason, they always have to have, sometimes will have a deathmatch guy in the undercard being a deathmatch guy, and I don't know what the point of it is.
Yeah, it's very weird. Like, Sakuda's fucking great in a deathmatch, but I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be.
I mean, I get it why they did it with Onita, even though it was horrible. I get it because it's Onita, but you don't have to do it for a guy in a very small company.
Yeah, Sekafuda is Sakuda is great. Again, one of my all-time favorite spots is when they during the pandemic when they did the freeway deathmatch. in like the literal Big Japan dojo, and he just like fucking drank his own blood out of his arm. Like guys, he's a fucking sicko, but like it's not a guy you just put in like a fucking like standard tag match. Like that's not where he excels.
Mm-hmm. And then so our first Titans of Calamity versus Seto Brothers singles match. Talos defeated Jun Seto in 13 minutes with the Ride the Lightning Daddy. Paul, my God. This was a lot of fun. Again, like 3.5, but still, like I was like, a little apprehensive, but this was so much fun.
Yeah. Like I was shocked how good this was, to be quite honest.
Yeah. And like I gotta say, like, man, they should have waited another year before they belted up Jun Seto.
Yeah, I think Jun has actually become better. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like it might have actually been better if they had belted him up. I get why they did it last year.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Because like given his age and body and everything, you can't really count on him becoming better, unfortunately. But like right now he still is somehow, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was getting better towards the end of his reign, but it just was just going on too long. It was just time to get it off of him.
Yeah, I just didn't give a shit anymore.
Talos did his part too here. Like, don't get me wrong, and he took some bumps and everything, right? So this was like the shocking thing. And look, if you're having a good match like this with Jun Seto, I think I'm a little more, hopeful for the Carnival.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
We'll talk about the blocks later. Yeah. But I think so. That's a good sign. And then in the middle of, we get Musashi, Dan Tamura, Yuya Susumu, and Fuminori Abe defeating Seigo Tachibana, Shota Kafuji, Hikaru Sato, and Seki Yoshioka in 10:56 with the power bomb from Tamura on Tachibana. And after this match, Yoshioka and Musashi continued their feud. So that was a solid little match, I thought. And then Suwama, Hideki Suzuki, Daisuke Sekimoto, and Kengo Mashimo defeated Go, Shiozaki, Shotaro, Ashino, Zion, and Odyssey when Suwama used a backdrop suplex to pin Ashino. Oh man, poor guy.
I mean, okay, but like for once, like I'm not super upset by that because Ashino also said he's gonna take off some time. Right?
Now, my question is this he's taking off time because he's not in the Carnival, or he was always going to take off time and that's why he's not in the Carnival?
I think it is the latter. I think it's the latter where they probably were like, oh yeah, I have to take off some time. I can't do the Carnival this year, and they were like, okay, like
yeah. I did like this match though, and I liked because of they're building to a Suwama. They seem to be building towards Suwama versus Go.
Yeah, which I'm into that for sure.
I'm into that for sure, and. Paul, if you ask me, that would make a good first defense for Go Shiozaki once he wins the Triple Crown, don't you think?
I mean, yeah, that seems like a logical one, yeah. And again, given that Suwama is like only taking very sparing bookings, it probably makes sense to start building that feud now.
Exactly, because you're not going to have that many shows that he'll be on, and that's a good Korakuen main event.
Yeah, this might actually be a bit of a giveaway that like Go is like winning.
Yeah. Well, I saw someone else say, "Oh, we might be getting Go versus Suwama on the Champion Carnival's final show." Well, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't. My feelings about Go winning haven't changed. So I think it's just. And look, if you look at the way this company is booking, look how many. It was a couple months ago where they started giving Kumo Rashi a bunch of singles wins.
Yeah, and now he had a Triple Crown match and everything.
Was unexpected, but they were building him up for something.
Yeah.
Right?
Like in hindsight, it's really obvious that's what they were doing.
Yeah, so I would not be shocked if this really is a Triple Crown match in a couple of months, like probably in June though, because you got to have Go win the Carnival and then beat Kento, and then you get to Suwama.
Yeah.
So the Titans of Calamities versus the Seto brothers second match. Rene Abe defeated Rei Seto in 13:39 with the Iron Maiden. I mean, this wasn't as good as the other match. That's for sure, but I don't think it was nearly as bad as it could have been. Although I don't know how long Rei Seto is going to hold together, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, it really seems like out of the two of them, it really seems like he is the one that is like starting to kind of like.
I mean, he's already got his shoulder taped up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was out with his shoulder injury. It continues to be taped up. He's already had to change his style.
He's been out with a shoulder injury twice. That's the other thing.
And after the first time, he stopped doing the top rope splash and everything like that. So, yeah. I mean, he's looked decent enough when he's come back. I just don't think it's funny because I was so high on Ray at one point, but I think June has passed him.
Yeah, June has passed him, unfortunately. I was also always like a lot higher on Ray than I ever was on June originally. But yeah, I think at this point, I think it's pretty safe to say that like June is the better, like he's going to be like a bit more of the standout of the team, essentially.
And then we had semi-main event to Zenichi Junior Tag Festival, the final. Atsuki Aoyagi and Rising Hayato defeated Ryo Inoue and Mochizuki Jr. in 25-49 with the Firebird splash from Aoyagi on Inoue. I mean, to me, this was the best match of the show. Went on a little long, but it was still really great. I'd go about 4 stars even on it, maybe a gentleman's 4, if you will. Maybe a little meandering in the middle, but good, really good finishing stretch there with Inoue and Aoyagi, although I still maintain that the wrong team won.
Yes, no, absolutely. I probably would have gone higher on this match if they had like switched to like finish here. Like, no, but like, yeah, Inoue was so fucking awesome in this.
Yeah.
Like he really was like, I thought this match was great, and I think Inoue was the best out of everybody in this. Like he really like kept this together. Like he really was the guy that like you could also feel the crowd just like, you know, like just being like the crowd was ready for him to win too. Like the crowd really desperately wanted him to win this, and I think it took a little bit of energy out when he lost, but I mean it was still a pretty damn great match. And again, Inoue really showed like he's ready to like take the next step. Like he really is ready to like ascend to like up the card now. And yeah, no, this was fucking awesome. Like awesome performance by Ryo Inoue. Like I think they're actually setting him up for like a breakout year.
Do you think it's possible that Aoyagi and Hayato don't win the All Asia tag titles?
I mean, like here's the thing, right? Like, and that's why I wanted to like Inoue and Mochizuki to win, because it just made more sense for them to win the titles. But like, I don't know, why did we go through this entire tournament if they then don't win and the titles come back to New Japan? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't suppose you watched the Fuji and Mochizuki versus Strong Machine J and Tatsumi Fujinami, did you?
No, I didn't watch that.
No, I haven't got a chance to watch that either. I really need to. But
I'm pretty down on Dragon Gate at the moment.
So. Yeah, a lot of people are. Yeah, it seems to be the case, and everything like that. And then for the Triple Crown, well, which is interesting because what's going to happen with Kikuta in this tournament?
Yeah, again, like the other thing is like it would have been so much easier to book Kikuta in this tournament if he wasn't the fucking Dream Gate champion. Whatever.
We shall see. We shall see. And the main event for the Triple Crown, Kento Miyahara defeated Kumarashi in 23-15 with a shutdown German suplex to make his 6th defense of the title. I mean, it was just okay. I mean, the finishing stretch was good, but I just felt like I was sort of expecting Kuma to be a little more dynamic and step up. And it just didn't feel like that outside of a few minutes at the end. And, I really don't think you could stick him in 20-minute matches. I guess the best way of putting it would be that match against Sekimoto was like a much better idea for him to do.
Yeah.
Kind of, what do you think?
No. Like this was too long. It was fine, but it definitely wasn't to the level of like a Triple Crown match. I think that's very safe to say. Because I think especially for a Kento Miyahara, like Triple Crown match, there's just like a different standard to it. And like, for example, like I think the Talos match felt much more like a triple. Like I don't think that was like a match of the year contender or anything, but that to me felt much more like a Triple Crown match than this did. Although I will say like they did do a good job of building up the match at least. Because again, when it was announced, I was pretty down on it because again, I mean, it was obvious that Kumarashi isn't gonna win a Triple Crown. But I thought like the way like they build it up with like Kento constantly running down Wrestle 1 and then all of the Wrestle 1 guys, including Honda, like coming out to like back up Kuma, I thought that was really fucking cool. But I would also say that was the best part of the match was like Kuma's entrance. I mean, it was solid. It wasn't bad or anything. It was just kind of mostly there. And then Kento did like a pretty like perfunctory Kento Miyahara finishing sequence to like put him away.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the finishing sequence is a nice little finishing sequence, right? Probably.
I mean, yes, it's a Kento Miyahara finishing sequence. Like that, I think there is an actual really high floor on like how bad those can be. Like at worst, they're good.
Exactly, and now we go into the carnival. But one quick thing before we get to the carnival blocks, did you watch any of the show, Paul, on the 21st?
No. Wait, have I?
Okay,
let me actually go over this. No, I didn't.
Danica Sports Center. This is Yuma Anzai's hometown, basically. And I only watched the main event, which was Yuma Anzai, Ryuki Honda, and Atsuki Oyagi defeating Kento Miyahara.
Oh no, wait! I watched the semi-main and the main actually. Now that I look over it, no, actually, because I was like, wait a minute, I did watch a Makoto Ishii match.
Well, how was the semi-main? I mean,
that was the semi-main. No, I watched the semi-main and the main.
Well, the semi-main was the Saito brothers versus Havoc. So it was like Go, Shotaro Shino, Zion, and Odyssey versus the Saitos, Senor, and Makoto Oishi. How was that match?
It wasn't very good.
It is. Yeah, I mean, what do you expect? Main event though was pretty good, and honestly, I kind of went straight for the heel heat right out of the gate, which was awesome. On Anzai. And he got some real boos, let me tell you. Right?
Oh yeah, no, this was very much like Yuma Anzai territory. Like Kento immediately was like, I'm in like enemy like territory. I'm gonna fucking lean into this.
Yeah, it was a fun match. And they drew very well, but this was very much still a house show. They didn't really give you anything except for that main event with Anzai getting all the rub.
Yeah.
Right? Everything else was pretty house showy if you actually look at the results. Right?
Yeah. So no, I mean it was just like it was very much just like there. It was just nothing special at all.
At 1365, I mean that goes a long way, I think, in proving what Anzai is, which is why you should put him back at the top of the card.
Yes,
I know it's but like any All Japan show that does over 1,000 people outside of Tokyo is an accomplishment for them.
Yeah,
I always say so. All right, so we go to the carnival blocks. Block A: Rei Saito, Kento Miyahara, Go Shiozaki, Yuma Anzai, Kuma Arashi, Kengo Mishimo, Talos, and Odyssey. B block: Hideki Suzuki, Ren Ayabe, Jun Seto, Ryuki Honda, Daisuke Sekimoto, Madoka Kakuta, Zion, and Cyrus. Paul, what do you think of these blocks? Because it seems to me someone really tried to even them out instead of going with an incredible
good and a bad block. Yeah. I mean, on the one hand, if they had made like one really good block, I could have been like, I'm basically guaranteed a bangers, like, right? Like you're guaranteed like bangers in that block. But on the other hand, like it probably makes for an overall better tournament, what they've done here.
Yes.
Because there's going to be some stinkers, but like there's also going to be some great matches. And if they then kind of like set it up correctly, they can at least guarantee that at least there's like one good match on every show, or that is like two good matches on every show as well.
Yeah.
So I it probably makes for an overall like better tournament, like the way they actually set this up now, rather than just putting all the good guys in one block.
Yeah. What are your feelings about this? Do you still think I'm still going with Go versus June in the finals? The block doesn't deter me.
Yeah, I mean that seems like the most likely one, right? Like I could see. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that Go is coming out of his block.
Yeah.
Kento, like the only weird thing is Kento beating Go in the. I mean, probably, right? Like Kento's probably beating Go like in the block.
I think you need to have Kento beat Go in the block because. Well, not necessarily, because then you go up 1-1 since Go's come back to All Japan. So maybe, I don't know, right? But the only thing is I don't know because I was going to bring this up because on the first night at Korakuen Hall, we've also got Go versus Anzai. And so that's like another one where it's like, who I don't quite know. Like, do you want Go to beat Anzai? Because frankly, I think Anzai should be chasing Go for the Triple Crown later this year. That should be silly.
So you probably have Go win there.
Yeah.
But then yes, I mean, could Go just kind of like, I mean, Go can also like, I mean, he can lose to like the top, like he can lose to like Talos.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's like sweeping the block, right? But if you then exclude like Kento like, and Yuma beating him, then somebody has to beat him.
I mean, I guess I could see both Anzai and Shiozaki and Kento beating him, but at least one of them will beat him. I'm gonna lean towards Kento, actually. And then he beats Anzai, and that's a good story for later.
But then B-Block, no, sorry, go ahead.
No, go. I was gonna go talk about the rest of the first opening night.
Then just real quick on like B-Block, basically. I mean, June. I think like the way it shakes out, I think I agree that like Go versus June is probably the most likely final, just based on like what they've done like at the like New Year's Eve show and everything. Like I think really the only other one I could see come out of B-Block is Kikuta, if they kind of just want to do like a champion carnival like final. That like, you know, like they don't give away, like it's gonna be a big match, but they don't have to give away one of their own big matches, which is what they kind of did like a few years ago when they did Shino versus T-Hawk. So like that's the only argument I can make for like Kikuta coming out of the block instead of June.
Right. Well, they've already done June versus Go, so I think this is a good time to do it again. So the other match on opening night, which I don't know, this could be an interesting night here because we got Rei Saito versus Kuma Arashi. I don't know, man. This should be like 7 minutes. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, it shouldn't be long.
We got Talos versus Kengo Mishimo, which could actually be good if Mishimo like wants to like, you know, get all creative and trying to like take down Talos with like kicks and submissions.
I think that match is very heavily dependent on Kengo Mishimo's like motivation levels.
Yes. Paul, we have the return of one of the worst matches of last year. Hideki Suzuki versus Zion.
Oh, no. I mean, maybe this time he'll want to try.
He'll want to try because, you know, Zion has improved. I mean, let's be honest.
I mean, again, that match being bad wasn't even on Zion. That was on Suzuki.
No, it was Hideki.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Hideki thinks like, oh, this guy's not ready yet, so I'm just going to do nothing. I don't know. You know, getting in the mind of Hideki is impossible. Then we got Ren Ayabe versus Jun Saito, which I got to say, like, I have reasonably decent expectations for.
Oh yeah,
after like how these guys have been doing.
Yeah. No, I mean, especially with like Ren actually like having a lot. I think this is really like it is going to be like an important like Champion Carnival for Ren Ayabe.
Yeah. And then finally, the final match on the show. Well, I don't know if it's a main event, but it's the last one listed here. Daisuke Sekimoto versus Cyrus. I assume Go versus Anzai will be the main event. I don't know what to think because it could be kind of fun and it could be just bad. It depends how Cyrus is like.
Yeah.
So let's zoom ahead to like the last couple of nights to see maybe what could be happening here. Let's go to May. Okay. So the second last night is on the 3rd in Tochigi, of all places. And then, because, you know, they don't have, people get a nights off, so this is why I go to the last 2 shows in this case. So we've got here Go Shiozaki versus Kengo Mishimo, Yuma Anzai versus Kuma Arashi, Talos versus Odyssey, Hideki Suzuki versus Madoka Kikuta, sorry, Ren Ayabe versus Ryuki Honda, Jun Saito versus Zion. None of those scream like a decider match.
Not really. Actually,
maybe
okay,
Hideki
you know which
versus Kikuta?
No, actually, you know which one actually seemed like the most like a decider match there? Ren Ayabe versus Honda.
Yeah, that's very possible. And then the actual for sure last block night, Tuesday, May 5th at Korakuen, we've got Kento versus Kengo Mishimo, Go Shiozaki versus Odyssey, Rei Saito versus Yuma Anzai, Kuma Arashi versus Talos, Hideki Suzuki versus Jun Saito, Ren Ayabe versus Madoka Kikuta, Ryuki Honda versus Daisuke Sekimoto, and Cyrus versus Zion. Paul, what do you think of that? This Kengo versus Kento seems like Could be
That
Mashimo knocking him out.
Yeah, that screams just Kengo Mashimo like beating Kento to like not eliminate him. Yeah.
And
I
Ray
think that's the
Saito
most
knocking,
obvious one.
and Ray Saito knocking out Anzai.
Yeah, exactly. And then Go beats wait, who was it?
Odyssey.
Odyssey. Yeah, I mean that's like, I mean that would be another one that would be like an upset to like eliminate Go, but yeah, that also just feels
Not to
I mean
Odyssey,
not there isn't like, the weird thing is there isn't really any match that I would say is like this match decides the block. It's just like a bunch of matches where I'm like, this could be an upset to eliminate. So maybe the only one I would be like, this is like to decide who wins the block would be Ray versus Anzai, but like I don't know. That's not what this feels like at all. That like, who knows? But maybe it is Anzai and Ray for the win there.
I mean, I don't think you could also underrate. Don't underrate Hideki versus Jun Saito. That could be
decide the block. Yeah.
Yeah, and that could actually be a good match too.
Yeah.
Because they do have this strange chemistry, and of course, Cyrus versus Zion. That will be quite the match to watch.
That will be something. I mean, Ayabe versus Kikuta. I'm like, that could be that one I'm interested in. Like, that could be a decider. Like, if Kikuta is going through, then I wouldn't be shocked if the block comes down to like Ren versus Kikuta.
Yeah. So it sounds like Go and Shotaro Ashino are going to work the 2AW Korakuen show this Sunday on the 29th, and they are facing Q Mogami and Kengo Mashimo for the 2AW Tag Team Championship match, for the titles. Are they going to have Kengo like tap out Ashino or pin Ashino in this?
Nah, not in 2AW.
But so they're going to win the tag title?
Oh yeah, right, because it is. Yeah, I mean, I guess then, yeah, you have to have.
I mean, if Ashino's leaving for a couple of months,
yeah,
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, that's probably actually what's going to happen here.
Well, let's see here. Okay, because there's a Shinkiba show on the April 3rd, which is the road to Champion Carnival. And the main event of that show is Kento, Go, Jun, Anzai versus Ray Saito, Suzuki, Honda, and Zion. Very interesting. Listen to some of these matches. Seigo Tachibana and Fuminori Abe versus Dan Tamura and Odyssey.
I mean, that might also be like one of the like last like bookings like Abe was taking, right?
What's happening with Abe?
Oh, he just had like a big match on like a DDT show where he had a match with Yuji Nagata.
I know, I haven't seen that yet. I want to watch it. But is he taking time off?
No, but I think he's one of the guys like New Japan is going to poach.
Abe, eh? Really? I did not know that. Oh.
I mean, it would make sense, right? Like he had like a big match. Like I think anybody that now has like a big match with like a New Japan guy probably should be, especially like of junior size. Like it's weird that Nagata has a match with a guy that is like junior sized.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think of that. That's something to watch out for too.
I mean, that's a massive loss for like the independent scene.
It is. R.I.P. Fighting Detectives.
Oh yeah, no, that. I mean, hey, it might just become like a New Japan like product from now.
This show looks fun because then you got also the opening match is Kofuji versus Sakamoto, and Aoyagi and Hokuto are teaming again against Kengo Mashimo and Yuko Miyamoto. But perhaps what's interesting here is we got a 2AW versus All Japan match, Shotaro Ashino versus Ayumu Honda, which makes me wonder if Ashino's going to get his win back over a 2AW guy there. So that, I believe, let me just double check here, is the last All Japan show. Yep, it's the third Shinkiba is the last All Japan show before the carnival. So you can look forward to that. So I think we leave the show on a positive note. When you say, Paul, things are looking pretty decent, pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I was just gonna drag it down because I don't remember. Have we already talked about Shinjuku face dying?
Oh no, I think it's been so much time after that. Shinjuku face is closing. It barely affects All Japan.
Oh, it's not affecting All Japan in the slightest. They've had 5 shows in there at like all time. Like
Yeah.
they really only
And-
started like semi-regularly booking it in like the last 3 years.
And Monday
that's
Magic-
like one show a year.
Monday Magic has moved to Shinkiba already, hasn't it?
Yeah, they've done like one season was in
Season there.
Shinkiba. Yeah.
Yeah, the most recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
think, yeah.
okay, fine. They'll do that, or they also have Radiant Hall. Mind you, those are smaller than Shinkiba, the Yokohama Radiant Hall and Shinkiba, but they're already there. But this hurts great, I think.
Yeah, great is hurt by this. Like a lot of like Joshi promotions are really badly hurt by this.
Yeah, TJPW.
Yeah, DDT was running a lot of shows in Shinjuku Face.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about it because it's just how much turnover there is in architecture and buildings in Tokyo. That Korakuen's not going to be here forever.
No, it's not. Like that one is going to devastate the scene. That one is going to be like an actual like promotions might close because Korakuen is no longer there.
Well,
but
the only way that would mitigate it is if they basically made Tokyo Dome City Hall the same price as Korakuen.
Yeah, exactly. But then it's also the question like what happens with, I don't know if that would be affected by it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because but here's the thing. Korakuen is safe as long as there are no like approved plans to build a new baseball like dome somewhere in Tokyo.
Isn't that being bandied about though?
It is being bandied about, but like I haven't heard anything about like any concrete plans. And then also the other, like again, this isn't gonna be like a surprising thing, right? Like this isn't gonna be like a thing where like, oh, it's gonna be happen all of a sudden because the new dome needs to be approved, then they actually need to start construction on it, then it actually needs to finish construction and be open, and only then they're gonna like start tearing down like the current dome and then probably like Korakuen Hall as well. So like this will be a thing that promotions will have like a long time to prepare for. Like it's still gonna hurt them, but it's not gonna like, this seems to be a thing that kind of came out of nowhere more or less.
Yeah. Also, our big blow to the sketchy ass promotions like PPP.
Oh yeah, but they're already running out like somewhere in like Yokohama or whatever, or like Kanazawa, and it's like
Oh god, like the sketchy
I mean, it definitely feels like wrestling is kind of like getting priced out of like Central Tokyo right now. That definitely feels like a thing.
Yes.
Because whatever, like the new venues are always like more on like the outskirts of the city, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's so important for these small companies to have somewhere to run in Central Tokyo. That's affordable.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah, that definitely is something that will hurt like smaller promotions a lot more than bigger promotions, unfortunately.
For sure. Yeah, we'll have to watch it, but this could just be a slow motion bleed out for the scene in Central Tokyo. Right?
Yeah, I mean that's what it feels like right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, I have to figure it. I just like because all these other places, like just ideally size wise, it's bad because Differ's gone. Although Differ was a little smaller than Korakuen, and there's no like. So with Shinjuku, you lose like a 500 seater, about that.
Yeah, thereabouts. I think a little less.
And Shinkiba, I mean, obviously there's the location, but it's also
Shinkiba isn't necessarily badly located, to be honest, because it is right next to like a major line. Like for example, like I was staying in Ueno at the end of the trip, right? Like, and I went to like a show. I went to the ZERO1 Shinkiba show. And that really was only like a 20-minute like ride for me to get there. Like it's not inconvenient.
But that only holds what, 350 absolute max?
Yeah, no. It's not a replacement. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is what it is. But we'll definitely have to keep our eyes on that. So I don't know. We might have to wait a bit because there's very little coming on. There's very little going on in early May until the carnival gets going.
You mean early April? We're not taking the entire year.
No, early April with the things. But maybe something will come up and something back. But we'll be back in a couple of weeks to get into the big shows for Noah. And of course, we begin the Champion Carnival. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks and enjoy all the wrestling out there. Bye.
Hi, I'm Case Lowe, co-host of the Open the Voice Gate podcast. The one question I'm constantly asked when it comes to Dragon Gate is, how do I get into the promotion? Well, stop asking and start listening to the Open the Voice Gate podcast, released every Wednesday on the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network. For exclusive news and show reviews, look no further than the leader in Dragon Gate coverage, Open the Voice Gate.